In a groundbreaking moment for women's basketball, Cheryl Reeve and Caitlin Clark have just made a historical announcement that is set to shake up the sport. Reeve, the head coach of the Minnesota Lynx and one of the most respected figures in the WNBA, joined forces with Clark, the rising star of women's college basketball, to unveil a significant development that promises to impact the future of the game. This announcement not only highlights the growing influence of women in sports, but also marks a new chapter in the continued evolution of basketball at both the collegiate and professional levels.
Every city that she's in, I thought it was really cool her senior year of college to see that take hold. It wasn't just the Iowa fans. It wasn't just a sold-out Carver. She became a road show. And I don't know that, and I don't want to slight anybody in college, but I don't remember seeing that in my time. And that's held true. We've wanted a player or a league that can, sort of transcend some of these spaces and have a road show. The NBA's had their players that people come to see, right? So when the Wolves sell tickets, there are certain games that they know people are going to come watch certain players. And Caitlin Clark and some of the other rookies give us that. Obviously, Caitlin, being the headliner.
Cheryl Reeve's impact on the WNBA is undeniable. With multiple championships under her belt, she has not only cemented her legacy as one of the greatest coaches in the history of the league, but has also been a vocal advocate for the advancement of women's sports. Her leadership has been instrumental in shaping the careers of numerous players, turning them into household names and helping to elevate the profile of the WNBA as a whole. Reeve's coaching philosophy emphasizes teamwork, discipline, and a relentless pursuit of excellence, values that have translated into consistent success for the Lynx. Caitlin Clark, on the other hand, represents the future of women's basketball. Her ability to dominate the court with her scoring, playmaking, and leadership has captivated fans and analysts alike. Clark's meteoric rise in the NCAA has not only made her a star, but has also brought unprecedented attention to women's college basketball. Her performances are must-watch events, drawing large audiences and sparking conversations about the growth of the sport.
Honestly, we don't talk a ton, and she came to one of my games in college, which was super cool for myself. Like, I hadn't really connected with her since I had been here, and, obviously, she doesn't play basketball anymore, and everything that she does for the world is way cooler than what she did on the basketball court. Like, that's what I mean. Like, she's just such a great individual and great person, so, and I know she probably finds even more joy and satisfaction from doing all the other things that she's done, even off the court. So, for myself, it was fun to reconnect, and she's just such a very down-to-earth and cool individual. So, yeah, I'm excited to be here and be able to be a part of this night. I would be a little bummed if we weren't able to play on the night that this gets to happen. So I'm excited to watch and support and cheer for her too.
Clark's influence extends beyond her on-court exploits. She is seen as a role model for young athletes, embodying the possibilities that come with hard work, talent, and determination. The announcement by Reeve and Clark is historic for several reasons. First and foremost, it represents a significant step forward in the integration of college and professional women's basketball. For years, the transition from college to the WNBA has been a challenging one for many players, with differences in play style, competition level, and media coverage posing significant hurdles. Reeve, with her wealth of experience, has long recognized these challenges and has been an advocate for finding ways to bridge the gap between the two levels of play. Caitlin Clark, as one of the brightest young stars in the game, she is beginning to consider her future beyond college basketball. Her involvement in this announcement signals her awareness of the broader context of the sport and her desire to be a part of shaping its future. Clark's decision to collaborate with Reeve highlights her maturity and understanding of the importance of preparing for the next stage in her career while also contributing to the advancement of the game as a whole. At the heart of their announcement is a new initiative aimed at creating a more seamless transition for college players entering the WNBA.
For sure, I don't remember exactly when it was announced, but obviously, like, I get excited to come to Minnesota just because it's close to where I'm from too. Like, there's a lot of people in this area that supported me throughout my college career, so it's fun in that aspect. It's close to, for some of my family to come up here, but also to have that part of it too is, you can't really script it any better, and I'm excited to be a part of it, and she definitely deserves this recognition. So for me, like I said earlier, like, it's very full circle for me, but this night is definitely about her, and I hope the game on the court between both of the teams is just pretty basketball, because that's exactly how she played too.
This initiative, which has been in the works for some time, is designed to provide college athletes with the resources, mentorship, and training they need to succeed at the professional level. The program will offer year-round support, including specialized training camps, mental health resources, and career development workshops, all tailored to prepare athletes for the rigors of professional basketball.
That's, like, I remember that Lynx team better than anybody, probably. Like, as a young girl, like, they were, obviously this is the closest WNBA team to where I grew up, so it's kind of who you root for, but at the same time, like, they were really good, so they were easy to root for, with obviously Brunson and then Lindsay Whalen, and I mean, you can go down the list of who was on their roster, Sylvia Fowles, Simone, like, all of them were just absolutely incredible, and I think the way they played basketball was easy to root for. They played the game the right way, but also all of them were really good people too, so I think my parents, as me growing up as a young kid, like, those are the type of people you want your young daughter to idolize. And yeah, I mean, it's crazy now that I get to play in this building. I played in this building in college, and then now playing here as a pro, it kind of comes full circle. But Maya was definitely that person for me, and she was obviously tremendous.
By aligning herself with this initiative, Clark is positioning herself not just as a player, but as a leader in the sport. The reaction to this announcement has been overwhelmingly positive, with many in the basketball community praising Reeve and Clark for their forward-thinking approach. Coaches, players, and analysts alike have noted that this initiative addresses a long-standing need in women's basketball. The challenges of transitioning from college to the pros have often been a stumbling block for many talented players, and this program offers a much-needed solution. The focus on holistic development, encompassing physical, mental, and career aspects, reflects a modern understanding of what it takes to succeed at the highest level. Cheryl Reeve just made headlines with a move that has everyone talking. She shoved Caitlin Clark, and it has thrown the WNBA into complete chaos. This unexpected incident has sparked intense debate and left fans and analysts stunned. What led to this shocking moment, and how will it impact the league moving forward? Let's dive into what happened and why it's such a big deal.
It's what we anticipated as coaches, and I also thought it's what we needed. We need adversity. I think to be able to reach your greatest heights, you have to experience adversity. And so a game like that, in an environment like that, I think that will prove to be a valuable experience for us as we continue to move forward towards being in Paris and competing for a gold medal.
Cheryl Reeve is no stranger to controversy or intense competitive moments. As one of the most successful and respected coaches in the WNBA, her fierce demeanor and relentless drive have been central to her reputation. But in a shocking turn of events, Reeve has found herself at the center of a firestorm following an incident that no one saw coming. In a highly charged moment, Reeve shoved Caitlin Clark, one of the most promising young stars in women's basketball, and the aftermath has sent shockwaves through the WNBA and beyond. To fully understand the gravity of what happened, it's essential to look at the context leading up to this moment. Caitlin Clark, known for her incredible shooting ability and competitive fire, has been making waves since her collegiate days. She quickly became a fan favorite, not just for her talent, but for her on-court swagger and fearlessness. Her transition to the WNBA was highly anticipated, and she's already shown glimpses of the kind of player she could become, one who could redefine the league. Clark's arrival in the WNBA has been met with a mix of admiration and intense scrutiny. Being a young star in a league filled with veteran talent is no easy task, and Clark has had to prove herself every step of the way. Her matchups against seasoned players and coaches have been particularly noteworthy, as she's faced constant pressure to live up to the immense expectations placed on her. This kind of spotlight can be both a blessing and a curse, as it provides opportunities to shine, but also places every mistake or misstep under a microscope. Cheryl Reeve, on the other hand, has built her legacy on discipline, strategy, and an uncompromising approach to the game. Under her leadership, the Minnesota Lynx became a dominant force, winning multiple championships and establishing a culture of excellence. Reeve's teams are known for their tough, physical play and their ability to execute under pressure. She's a coach who demands the best from her players and isn't afraid to push them to their limits. However, her intensity has occasionally led to friction, both with opponents and within her own team.
And so that to me was our greatest disappointment, in that we were kind of in the my man all-star game.
The game in question was already highly anticipated, a clash between the Minnesota Lynx and Caitlin Clark's team, with all the ingredients for a classic WNBA showdown. Clark's presence alone was enough to draw significant attention, as fans and analysts were eager to see how she would fare against Reeve's battle-hardened Lynx. The stage was set for a fiercely competitive game, with both sides looking to make a statement. As the game progressed, it became clear that this was more than just a regular season matchup. The intensity on the court was palpable, with both teams playing with an edge that hinted at something deeper than just the desire to win. Clark, as usual, was at the center of the action, showcasing her scoring ability and refusing to back down from the physical play of the Lynx.
Well, it can be a challenge if you, sort of let it. I think that it is a narrative. It is true in terms of time, but I also think what you do when you're time together and working towards that chemistry, we talk about that every time we get together and what we think is necessary, and that's more proprietary information. But we understand it, but we're not going to let that be a reason why we're not successful.
Reeve, ever the strategist, was constantly on the sidelines, urging her players to keep the pressure on and maintain their focus. The incident itself occurred during a particularly heated moment in the game. Clark, after a hard drive to the basket, collided with one of the Lynx players, leading to a brief scuffle as both teams converged near the sideline. In the midst of the chaos, Reeve, who was right in the thick of it, made a move that stunned everyone. She shoved Clark. The shove wasn't overly aggressive, but it was enough to send Clark stumbling back and immediately drew the attention of everyone in the arena.
Yeah, and I haven't gotten to see the broader. I've heard. I can tell you what I've seen, what I've experienced, and first, I think it's absolutely tremendous as somebody that's been in the league since 2001, where ownership was then, and where ownership is now, and where we're heading. It is very exciting. And Matt is one of those owners who is really, really committed. It's going to drive our league forward in ways that it's absolutely deserving. And so I think what we're seeing here is that. I think everything that he's doing, that we heard about, and when they were in the hiring process, when they're in free agency, et cetera, the facility. But I think what I've seen, Phoenix is a great city. They love the WNBA.
The reaction was instantaneous. Players, coaches, and officials quickly intervened to separate the two sides and restore order, but the damage had been done. The sight of a coach physically engaging with a player especially a rising star like Clark, was something rarely seen in professional sports. The arena buzzed with shock and confusion, and it wasn't long before social media erupted with reactions from fans, analysts, and former players. As the dust settled and the game continued, the incident became the primary focus of everyone watching. Questions swirled about what had prompted Reeve to act in such a manner. Was it frustration boiling over, a calculated move to get into Clark's head, or simply a momentary lapse in judgment? Theories and speculation ran rampant, with everyone offering their own interpretation of what had happened and why. Caitlin Clark, for her part, handled the situation with the poise that has come to define her young career. She didn't retaliate or escalate the situation, instead choosing to focus on the game. After the shove, she continued to play hard. Her resilience in the face of such a shocking moment earned her praise from fans and commentators alike, who admired her ability to stay composed under such unusual circumstances. It looks like Cheryl Reeve and the Team USA selection committee might be in a bit of trouble. For this one, we need to head all the way down to Phoenix.
Yeah, if you can promise me that's how it's going to work out this time, I can tell you it was very positive tonight. Really short-sighted of me if I don't take a moment and recognize what a great game it was, what a great environment, fun for people to watch, and we have work to do, right? And we know that.
It's going to be fun, I think. Obviously, as two rookies, like getting to share this experience for the first time, like super rare to be here as a rookie, and then to have two of us here, I think it's just really great overall. I think obviously the fans are going to be very excited about it, but I'm excited to share the court honestly with everybody. Like meeting new people, this is my first experience here. Obviously, know these two, but everybody else, like just getting to know them over the course of the weekend and enjoying the experience.
This is going to be a long month for Cheryl Reeve and the Team USA selection committee. What we witnessed yesterday was a massacre. The WNBA team was clearly the better team on the court. Whoever selected these women to go to Paris should be ashamed. Cheryl Reeve and others are making excuses for why this team performed so poorly, but we're going to jump into it all right now. The Team USA selection committee is under fire. Reports are starting to come out from the WNBA pipeline that people are not happy with the team they're sending to Paris. It's being reported that the Team USA selection committee is under extreme heat from WNBA fans following the loss in the All-Star game. While the 2024 WNBA All-Star Weekend was extremely entertaining and one of the best in recent memory, it has led to a lot of controversy for Team USA.
So, sometimes it's good that, obviously the adversity, etc. I don't think we needed a game like this to have our attention per se. We know how hard it is to do what we're trying to do, and we just have work to do to get there.
There has already been drama with Indiana Fever star Kelsey Clark's absence from the team, but after the Team WNBA victory, that drama has spread to other players. Multiple players who succeeded in the game proved they're good enough to have a spot on the Team USA roster. The Olympic team losing to players who all missed out on a spot isn't a good look, particularly for the selection committee.
Overall, I think the stuff that we did, we don't really know else what we could do action-wise. We need feedback, right? So get a little more pressure in the paint, a little more pressure on the rim. I thought Dorica had some good moments in the second half. Watch it back. I'm not sure if we're going to love that we were small. Maybe we should have stayed big and get a little more pressure on the inside. But analytics during the game showed us that we were better small, so we did it.
As one fan pointed out, this is not a good look. Don Staley is on this committee, Cheryl Reeve is on this committee, and everybody else is trying to be quiet like they aren't. From what I'm hearing, they're silent and avoiding the spotlight, but whatever the case, they have definitely dropped the ball. People are not happy. This is the team we're sending to Paris, and we better hope they win gold. If they don't, I can assure you the fans will make it clear that they were not happy with this decision.
A lot. Like, I tried to watch the WNBA as much as I could. I mean, Maya Moore was my favorite player growing up. I can't remember like specifically like one All-Star game. That's tough for me. But I mean, I always watch. Like, I was a huge supporter.
Cheryl Reeve has been making excuses about this whole thing. The commissioner opened up about the increase in interest across the league, but didn't give Caitlin Clark any praise. We're going to roll it all out right now.
I mean, I think it's been happening, prior even to this team. This momentum, this wave, that we're feeling. It has been sort of this kind of journey for women's basketball to get the attention that it is, getting at this point. So I think we mirror what's happening, obviously in the WNBA. And, I think hopefully this team can uphold, sort of the culture and the level of success and compete. And but I don't necessarily know that this team is going to be, the team that changes things. I think we're continuing to, be on that upward trajectory, and this team has absolutely been a part of that.
That was Team USA coach Cheryl Reeve speaking with reporters yesterday, kind of making excuses for the loss. Moving on to the commissioner, she spoke about all these increases within the league, and she's ecstatic about them, which she has every right to be.
It was the same, I think 4 years prior. I'm pretty sure the Team WNBA beat Team USA. They were perfectly fine in the Olympics. I think if anything, it shows how good this league is. It shows how much talent is in this league and how you have to show up and prepare every single night, because there's a lot of players that aren't even here on All-Star Weekend that can, be here and be in these moments too. It just shows the amount of talent that we have.
You've got to give praise to Caitlin Clark. None of this stuff would be happening without Caitlin Clark. She went on a whole rant about all these increases, like the league is just on fire because everyone suddenly loves the WNBA. No, that's not the case.
And rim, she'll get to the rim, which is something this group without fee desperately needs. And that's another player that we're just asking for her to, when she comes in the game, not feel it out. You got to come in and impact it right away. She knows that, we're going to live with whatever shot she takes. And some of them are, maybe a little harder. But in order for a player to be aggressive, they have to know, that you're not going to, limit what shots and where. And I think Chechi's benefited from that.
Cheryl Reeve has been making excuses about this whole thing. The commissioner opened up about the increase in interest across the league, but didn't give Caitlin Clark any praise.
It's awesome, and to be a part of this, to see it grow, it's super special. I'm happy for the players that have been in this league for a really long time to have moments like these and opportunities like these, because they've deserved it. It's been a long time coming, but honestly, I feel like we're just scratching the surface. Like you said, the 2 expansion teams that already announced and are, going to be coming over the course of the next 2 years, that's only going to help the league grow. It's going to get more eyeballs, get us into new markets. The new media rights deal, that's going to help. So it's just, day by day, year by year, it's only going to continue to get better, and it's going to give people an opportunity to see how good women's basketball is from a professional level, but everybody knows how good the talent is in the college level, and you want to continue to get more of those players into this league, because there's so many fans at the college level, and continue to bring those fans here. So for myself, I'm just very thankful and grateful, and if I can help in any way, that's all I'm trying to do, is continue to bring people to want to support this game.
In contrast, the selected Team USA players struggled defensively, allowing over 60 points in the paint. This defensive lapse was a critical factor in their defeat.
Yeah, I think obviously Cheryl, she's one of the pioneers of our game, and just an awesome individual. Her personality just radiates. Being around her, it just makes you smile. She's just such a cool human. So for her to get to coach us, super exciting for me. I was super excited when I heard that news. Just a great opportunity to be around somebody that's given so much to this game, and to get to enjoy this, my first experience with her, honestly.
Kind of the same as what they've been saying. Cheryl Miller told us that she wanted to win, and she made it clear and cut, and asked us how y'all want to do this. And I think we grow to appreciate it, because at the end of the day, we're competitors, and what she's done for us and paved the way to even for us to be here. We're internally grateful for her, and I think that we only can do right by her by competing as best as we can tomorrow.
Next question to your left, in the 4th row, Cassandra. Cassandra Negley with Yahoo Sports. For Caitlin and Aaliyah, when the Mercury practice facility opened, Diana talked about how it was for the future and continuing to level up. Caitlin, you're in your first All-Star. Aaliyah, your second. What is it like to be here in Phoenix, knowing that you are that next generation to keep leveling up?
Yeah, it's super cool. And obviously their practice facility is amazing. And obviously the court being named after DT, like that's something she really deserves. And I think it's super cool. And I think their owner, Matt Ishbia, has done a great job of not only putting on this whole weekend, but being very invested into their team and giving them all the resources in the world to be great. I think it's something that is needed, and they definitely deserve it. But yeah, I mean, it's cool for us to share this experience together as two young players in this game, and there's so many young stars. I think like it's going to continue to grow forward, and yeah, I mean, that's kind of what he came and talked to us. Their owner came and talked to us after practice today, and that's what he kind of said. Like, we want this to be the start of continuing to just move the game forward and being celebrated and give you guys everything that you deserve. So I think it was super cool opportunity.
Really exciting. It's not surprising. I think it was important that, we valued ourselves in this negotiation.
Rookie of the Year, Caitlin Clark and Cheryl Reeve, recently partnered for a big TV deal that can change the WNBA.
In the perfect timing, they're going to get a new TV deal, which is going to obliterate the old TV deal.
They have maintained a strong commitment to covering women's sports over the years, unlike other media in our market.
I think your commitment through the years in covering women's sports is not shared by, the broader media in our market.
Their social media game is improving our coverage, but they've still got more ground to cover.
We've improved our coverage in our market for sure, but it is not at the level that it should be at this point, given the magnitude of the events that we have had. Whether it's WNBA championships, multiple times, and whether it's when we hosted the All-Star game, whatever it is. And so, we've got another step to go. I'm really hopeful that the current events in covering women's sports, how things are changing very rapidly, that our market is one that will grab a hold and share your passion for it.
The USA experience was the catalyst for her career trajectory. That was a turning point that launched her career.
Yeah, I think caused the epitome of a career trajectory, in that her first USAB experience, was one in terms of where she was at in the league, that, it was typical first experience. She had a lot to learn, a lot to figure out.
She kicked off her WNBA journey and ended up snagging the MVP in the finals.
But she started figuring that out in the WNBA, obviously, as we know, with culminating in an MVP in the finals. And she just keeps growing. She's got a great work ethic, great passion for the game, and so I think it's notable. I think, like you said a little bit later in her career, I think that's notable for players, that they understand. We were just having this conversation that it may not be your time when you're younger. Maybe there's just people at your position. Maybe you still have a little bit to add to your game, whatever it is. And, being patient in that process.
Recognizing our value was key in this negotiation. Have you ever wondered what a day in the life of a celebrity is like? Perhaps you have imagined being in their shoes and living out their lives of luxury and relaxation. But what if I told you that it's not as it seems on the surface? A glimpse into the private life of American professional basketball player Caitlin Clark has been revealed, exposing the secret of the young woman's success and the dark sides that line it behind the scenes. From the moment the sun rises to the time it sets, the daily life of the star athlete is not what anyone would have expected. Off the court, what is Caitlin Clark really like in real life? What kind of life does she live beyond the spotlight? Step onto the court with Caitlin Clark, the trailblazing basketball sensation, as we delve into a day in her extraordinary life and the secrets that propelled her to the forefront of the women's game. The perfect strikes and swiftness of Caitlin Clark on the basketball court have for long been a mystery to many, and a record no other has yet beat. Though only 22 years old, for most of her life, She has moved mountains in the sports and is currently known as the most decorated player of all time in the history of women's basketball. Clark is also famous for bringing fame to the sport through her mind-blowing maneuvers on the court and a charismatic character that has garnered her own fandom. Since her college career, she has helped popularize women's basketball, a trend named the Caitlin Clark effect. That's not even half of it. The American professional basketball player plays for the Indiana Fever of the Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA, played college basketball for the Iowa Hawkeyes, is regarded as one of the greatest collegiate players of all time, is the NCAA Division I all-time leading scorer, and was a two-time National Player of the Year with the Hawkeyes. Her skills seem otherworldly to many, and there are curious questions eager to know about how she is so extraordinary and ethereal in court. The least bizarre question asks how she does it all, while the outlandish exaggerate she mustn't be human. The world wants to know every single detail about the basketball star, down to the details of her everyday life. And to be fair, her daily life routine does seem a little bit more unusual than normal. Like any other professional athlete, on a typical day, Caitlin Clark's day is filled to the brim with basketball games and rigorous training sessions. Remaining at the top in such a tough sport does require a lot of sacrifices and demanding schedules. Her early mornings start with a cup of coffee, yoga, and a quick workout session to maintain her elite physical condition, which includes hitting the gym for a solo shoot-around session, focusing on her technique, working on her jump shot, ball handling, and footwork. It's definitely not a walk in the park doing this every day, but Clark has proven time and time again that she's up for the challenge. Last summer, a clip of Clark training in the off-season went viral. Her regimen included 300 shots, 100 three-pointers, 100 free throws, and 100 from mid-range. The University of Iowa basketball star has made one logo shot after another, and her coach and other fitness experts claim it's all in the physical and mental training. So what is the big secret behind her exceptional talent? How does she do it? To simply put it, Caitlin Clark trains aggressively and for endurance. Her muscles must be able to withstand quick bursts of speed and agility and have the force needed to propel her for the perfect shots for the entirety of a game without getting fatigued. Just the thought of all that is mentally exhausting for a normal person, but there is more. She also has to train her mental resilience to maintain that level of play without losing confidence or focus when things aren't going smoothly. Mostly tailored by her team's coaches and fitness experts, these skills are crucial for making a durable athlete. To achieve as much as she has so far, Caitlin Clark sticks to a combination of conditioning, aerobic work, and plyometrics, a group of exercises that use rapid movements to build muscle power. Squats and deadlifts, the use of bench presses to improve core strength, and drills known as intervals or tempo runs to enhance cardiovascular health are included in this routine too. These workout sessions are not just for athletes to win medals in games, but are put in place to ensure their overall well-being. This is important as partaking in these games causes overexertion that can badly stress and wear out the body. Usually, months before any game, this training gets even more serious for Clark and her teammates. This time doesn't just include physical routine sessions for Clark, but involves reviewing game footages, studying her opponents, and visualizing her performance on the court. For an ordinary day, however, Clark's workout is quick and followed by a wash-up that precedes a nutritious breakfast. Most would think that such a professional athlete would need to stick to strict diet guidelines, chomping on bland vegetables and untasty healthy foods. but you would be surprised to find out that the player has a mind of her own. During ESPN's Full Court Press documentary that was released earlier this month, everyone had a small taste of what Clark's old life was like. In a recent interview with Hannah Beer, the producer of the documentary, she talked about spending time with the star basketball player and how it was for her to see Clark in her normal habitat. Beer said she bought Clark breakfast, and something stood out every time. Caitlin always ordered the same thing to start her day. Hannah Beer and Caitlin Clark would go to a fast food restaurant every day, and the former Z star would order a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. But that was not it. She would request an iced macchiato with vanilla sweet cream cold foam from Starbucks. You would think an athlete of Caitlin Clark's caliber would not eat specific meals with calories all over the place and tons of sugar each day. But then again, it is needed to replenish the energy she burns steadily on the court. Moreover, she makes sure to keep the nutrients at a balance by also engaging in healthy food choices, as occasionally seen in the snapshots of her Instagram feed. At times when Clark isn't caught up with games, her normal day includes navigating work meetings, running errands, taking breaks to catch up with friends, and enjoying some downtime with her beloved pets. Other times, she is either spending time with her family or focusing on her own personal development. It is no news that the WNBA sensation has a knack for business. Her dedication to a balanced lifestyle is evident in every post on her Instagram story, but sometimes it gets spontaneous. On a busy day, Clark attends media obligations, including interviews and photo shoots. Stepping outside also means getting stormed by fans and haters alike, endless signing of autographs, and a tired smile on her face as she makes quick poses with fans. As one of the most exciting young players in the WNBA, she's in high demand, and her schedule reflects that. Whether it's getting haunted by a barrage of media reporters and fans, retiring back home from a hangout, staying in bed throughout the day, or after a fiery game, at the end of the day, Caitlin Clark is no superhuman, and like everyone else, craves a sumptuous dinner and refreshing rest. Following a typical college basketball game, which for Caitlin Clark means scoring a huge 28.4-point average over her career, leading all players on both sides and amassing about 1/3 of the average 90 points per game total, the superstar gets quite famished. When asked about her favorite thing to eat after a game while she was working to recover her energy, Clark didn't hesitate to name 3 of her most reliable choices: chicken parm, pasta, and a big glass of chocolate milk, she told the Des Moines Register. Clark seems to get a lot out of an after-game sugar infusion too. While playing for Iowa, she looked forward to a serving of warm chocolate chip cookies after a well-contested match. Even better, these had been baked at home and brought to the game by her mother, for both Clark and her teammates to enjoy. While the life of the star is busy and lined with a path to success, she is still a mindful young woman who finds happiness in the simple things. When night comes, with everything on her schedule completed for the day, Clark loves to unwind with a good book and a relaxing bubble bath before the next day's workload arrives. If you are still very much curious that you also want to know what the athlete dreams about, then you will be disappointed, because this is where it ends for now. What aspect of Caitlin Clark's daily life intrigued you the most? Let us know by commenting. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channels. Also, click the next video shown on your screen. You will enjoy it. Caitlin Clark's millionaire lifestyle includes living in a luxury home, driving expensive cars, and enjoying designer clothes. She often takes lavish vacations, attends exclusive events, and hosts high-profile gatherings, reflecting her success and wealth.
I'm wearing Armani dress, Versace shoes, Versace bag, Tiffany bracelets, and Tiffany necklace, Cartier earrings.
Here's a moment when Caitlin Clark is seen wearing high-end brands, demonstrating her refined taste and preference for luxury fashion.
I went with Prada. I think Prada's like very me, very like, I don't know. I'm a pretty simple girl, but Prada's never dressed a WNBA player or NBA player for the draft, so it's very fun. Got the simple white and then sparkly on the inside. But yeah, really fun. Got the bag, got the slick shoes, so yeah.
Caitlin Clark has been making history both on and off the court.
Caitlin Clark is making history both on and off the court. The 22-year-old athlete stepped out in a monochromatic Prada set for the WNBA draft, making her the first athlete the Italian luxury fashion house has dressed, male or female, for the NBA or WNBA draft.
Great day for some golf. I never golf this early in the morning.
She grew up in Des Moines, where she spent countless hours playing golf and honing her skills on the local courses.
I grew up in Des Moines and I played there a ton. And honestly, I try to get back there as much as I can to play with my family. My dad plays a lot, my older brother plays a lot. So, you know, it's super fun. Today we're here, Finkbine Golf Course, 2v2 scramble, me and Spence versus Will and Kate. Me and Spence obviously gonna win, so here we go. We're very competitive people. We love to compete, whether it's on the basketball court or if it's out here. I think it just adds a fun element to golf.
People who know Caitlin often say that she is incredibly goofy and always making jokes, bringing a lighthearted vibe to any situation.
They would probably just say I'm like super goofy. Like I just make like, I don't know, jokes all the time. And I don't think people always understand that. Like when I'm on the court, like I'm competitive. I'm like passionate.
When she's off the court, Caitlin understands that life is about more than just basketball.
But like when I'm off the court, like I understand like there's more to life than just basketball, and you like get that. Like there's more to life than wrestling. Like just understanding that and enjoying every single day. And like as you know, college goes fast. Like it can't be all serious all the time. So
Caitlin doesn't collect shoes, but she still owns a lot of them.
I don't collect. I have a lot of shoes. I have a lot of like kind of like trendy shoes, like Nike shoes. My mom gets mad when I buy new pairs, but like, here's the thing. My mom loves shoes too, so I probably get it from her.
Yeah, you do.
She says the shoes tie the outfit together. So I'm like, whenever she's like, Caitlin, you have to stop buying shoes. I'm like, Mom, you have no room to talk. And then she just laughs. But yeah, honestly, like we get a lot of shoes from Iowa, basketball and tennis shoes. So like, I don't need to buy shoes, but you know, everybody needs some good pairs of shoes.
What kind of shoes does Caitlin wear for basketball?
When you pick your shoe for basketball, do you go the Kobe's? Do you go the Jordans? What is your shoe?
Recently, KD's.
Okay.
His latest one, those were very comfortable. It's probably my favorite. They're almost like a midsole one, so they weren't low, but they weren't high. So like kind of protected your ankle a little more. I had quite a few pairs of those this year. It was really fun. I had a really good time. I thought I did a little better on the front nine. Wasn't as tired, kind of got really tired on the back nine, but it was really fun. I appreciate all the Hawkeye fans that were out there today. A lot of people that support the Hawks, support women's basketball, so that was super cool to see, but just enjoying it because it's different for me. This is a little out of my comfort zone.
It's particularly special for Caitlin to face off against the Ryder Cup captain in a golf match, as it presents a unique opportunity to compete against a prominent figure in the sport.
So just tried to have fun with it, and obviously when you get to golf against, you know, the Ryder Cup captain, not many people get that opportunity, so it's pretty special.
What do you do outside of basketball?
Oh, well, during basketball season, I don't have a ton of time, but my favorite like spring, summer activity is golf. Yeah, I love to go play.
I'm sure you're not competitive at all.
No, I'm not competitive at all. I obviously just like to do it because it's fun, and why else would I do it? I just love to go out there. If I have a bad hit, I don't care at all. But no, I'm super competitive, and honestly, we have a couple other girls on the team that like to play, a couple coaches that like to play, managers, so it gets competitive. It's usually not like us just all going out there and shooting like our own score. Like it's like 2v2, like best ball. Like it's obviously going to be competitive in some way. So I would say that's like my favorite activity when I'm not in basketball season. I remember getting my first set of golf clubs for one of my birthdays when I was really young. My dad got it for me. It was an all pink bag, all pink clubs, and my dad would always take me when we were younger. I probably started playing golf when I was like 3rd or 4th grade. I mean, I was terrible. I couldn't hit it off the ground, but I loved doing anything that was competitive. So even though I was bad, I just kept really working hard at it.
What time's the alarm normally set for Caitlin Clark's world?
Well, during school, I'd probably get up like 8:30 every day. Depending on when I had class, I had 8 a.m.s twice a week. But other than that, probably 8:30. But now that I'm home and I have nothing, I've been sleeping until like 9:30 every day. I feel like
Embrace it while you can.
I feel like a bum when I get out of bed. I'm like, I wasted half the day, Mom. Why didn't you wake me up?
No, that's your body telling you need it. Trust me.
It's been good.
What is your favorite season and why?
Ooh, I'd go fall. Just because, you know, I love summer and I love winter, but just the two combined. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. Football, basketball is just starting up again. It's my favorite. Outside is just so beautiful. It's definitely my favorite.
Caitlin usually replies to her family's texts as quickly as possible, making sure to stay connected and maintain strong relationships despite her busy schedule.
I usually just text my family back as fast as I can, but other than that, like, I usually am off my phone for quite a bit after the game because we have media and stuff like that, but I'm usually not in a rush to, like, respond to people and stuff.
You guys are all going to dinner as a team. Who are you waiting on the longest to get ready?
Honestly, Monica. She's kind of slow sometimes. Yeah.
If you had a hypothetical kid, who would you not let babysit that kid?
Hannah Stolke, for sure. A lot of people probably said me, though, but I'm really good with kids. We have a lot of babies in the program. Coach Abby just had a baby, our strength coach did. And I love being around them. I take care of them, but I'm going Hannah Stolke.
Why is that?
Just kind of all over the place. Freshman, hasn't really figured it out yet. Probably one of the funniest people I've ever met. But with a kid, I don't know.
Her satin miniskirt and jacket, bedazzled two-top, and black pumps were well received by many, including Caitlin's boyfriend, Connor McCaffrey. Responding to a fan on X when asked his reaction to Caitlin's slam dunk fit, Connor dropped 3 emojis, including the jaw-dropping and drooling face. Caitlin responded a simple teary-eyed emoji. The college basketball it girl was the #1 draft pick and was picked up by the Indiana Fever.
When she was younger, she was terrified of cats, often feeling uneasy around them and avoiding them whenever possible.
When I was younger, I was terrified of cats. Like, I can deal with them a little now.
A little.
I don't really love them anymore, but, like, I do not like cats.
Why?
What freaks you out about it?
There was this really mean one on my street growing up. So, like, its name was Jinx, and it was black with green eyes, and I just did not like that thing. So, to my neighbors, if you hear this, I'm sorry. Like, Jinx just wasn't my favorite.
Jinx went missing. Like, we have no idea what happened.
Yeah.
So you tell all the roommates, no cats allowed, right?
Heck no. Like, my roommate, I'm roommates with Kylie, who's on our team too.
Yeah.
She would never get a cat. I think she knows I don't like cats. I'm a huge dog person.
Say, are you a dog person?
Huge dog person. We have a golden retriever at home.
Honestly, I watch a lot of golf. I think over the years, definitely Jordan Spieth's probably my favorite. Justin Thomas. On the girls' side, I like Millie Korda. She's really good. That's weird. It says like 180 for a second, and it goes to 144. If I had to pick a foursome for my team, I'd go Kate, myself, then I'd go probably Catherine Reynolds. She golfs. She's our director of basketball operations. And then I would probably go Coach Raina because she's pretty good at golf and she's super funny. So she'd be good entertainment on the course.
A lot of people, they now want cars from you. Will you be able to deliver?
Cars. Oh, because my Buick deal?
Yeah.
I don't know about cars. I was joking with one of our managers. I'm like, hey, I'm going to get you a minivan. I think you'd be really cute driving a minivan, but no, I wish I got a car. I got them all headphones, though, with my Bose deal, which was fun. They all love those. So we're all going to have matching headphones going to the tournament.
What shoe have you not rocked that you want to rock? You come back in one game, in the locker room, you can crush any meal. What are you picking?
Chicken parm, pasta, and a big glass of chocolate milk.
Here's a list of the shows and movies Caitlin Clark watches on Netflix.
All right, your Netflix queues up. What are we watching?
Okay, so season 4 of You just came out. Outer Banks is about to come out, but also the new show about the PGA Tour is about to come out, where they were behind the scenes of the PGA Tour all of last year. So I'm super excited about that one on Netflix.
Outer Banks, isn't that like a romance?
Yes, it's a cheesy high school show basically, but that's kind of like what I like.
Yeah, well, we had Dawson's Creek. Did you ever hear that one?
I don't know if I've ever seen that, but like my favorite show of all time is One Tree Hill.
Oh, okay,
same thing. Yeah, basketball. You got the love, romance, high school drama. I remember, like, that was my favorite show.
I love watching Netflix when I have downtime or just chilling. When I have time, like cooking meals at home or baking. You know, I grew up with my mom, who's a super good cook, so I learned some things from her.
Music.
Okay.
What are you bumping to when you're warming up?
Okay, this is probably gonna be surprising to a lot of people, but I go more like calm music when I'm like warming up because I'm already so like amped and juiced for the game that I don't need to keep adding to it. So I'm going more like calm music, like country music is usually what I pick. You know, it's not like super slow. It's not like I'm trying to go to sleep, but it's like, you know, you're not getting more amped than you already are.
Is there a food you have to like stay away from?
Honestly, not really. I'm not a very picky person. I don't like mushrooms. I don't like anything like super fancy. Like I kind of just like the basics, but I don't know. I'm not picky really. I'll eat basically anything.
We're not going to make it here unless you come and help us.
I know the mindset of the players that I have the opportunity and honor to coach, and they want to win. Fun is winning.
Appreciate everything that they've done, and for them to have this moment too and be a part of it, like it's just super cool.
Cheryl Miller has 3 Indiana Fever teams under her belt.
So we're here at the WNBA All-Star Game. She's the head coach of Team WNBA. All right, you got 3 Fever players on your team. Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston. You've been able to watch these guys from afar.
Yeah.
What's your perspective been of how they've been trending and just them individually as well?
I will say one thing. I did not count on their basketball IQ being that high. I knew it was high, obviously, because they play at this level.
Indiana has a promising future ahead, with lots of potential for success.
But it's one thing to know knowledge, it's another thing to talk about and speak and then put it into pieces and places. But it was a great collaboration with all the players, but Indiana has a very, very bright future.
For being how young they are, too.
Basketball IQ isn't just about knowing the game. It's about learning and improving quickly.
That basketball IQ speaks volumes.
It not only speaks volumes, it's one thing to be young and they're learning how to play the game and they're learning about their mistakes and how to correct them faster. And so they're making those game, in-game and out-of-game adjustments.
Cheryl is confident that they will mature and improve as they continue playing.
The only thing I see that's going to happen the older they get is how to stop the run sometimes and how to change, the momentum during games. But this is not a team people want to play because not only are they getting better, but they're confident and they show no fear. They're fearless.
Yeah, we love that. That's probably what contributed to them having such a successful end to that first half.
From the players' perspective, it's going to be a fiercely competitive game between the WNBA and the USA team.
All right, now we're going to transition to tomorrow, Team USA. All right, it's not just your regular year, it's your Olympic year. The intensity is high. That's what we heard from the players earlier. What's your mindset going in?
My mindset is their mindset. So it's all fun and games until the ball is tossed up. And then it's on, and these guys are competitors at both ends, and we're just going to go out there and give it a great show.
Here's Caitlin's perspective on Cheryl Miller.
What's a Cheryl Miller practice like?
Gosh, I love Cheryl. I love her brother too. He's awesome, obviously, a Pacer too. We were in a little commercial together, so I love their family. They're just awesome people. And one of the best that's ever played the game. So I've known Cheryl for a little while now. I think her energy, that's what I love about her. Like, it's just contagious and it's fun. Like, I called her coach and she was like, I don't know about that yet. You'll have to see how I do during the game. So, no, but it's super fun. And then obviously Annie Myers drives it too. Getting to be around those two people that have done so much for the game.
It means a lot to Caitlin to have the opportunity to be coached by Cheryl Miller.
For me, it's super special. Like, there's still two people that I really look up to and idolize and appreciate everything that they've done, and for them to have this moment too and be a part of it, like it's just super cool.
Here's Christy Side's perspective on 3 Indiana Fever players being coached by Cheryl Miller.
The 3 of your players, I mean, the talk of the weekend has been where your organization is trending, where these players and their chemistry is trending. They're here, they put on a show, should be fun tonight. What's that mean to you as a coach?
Yeah, just what you said, just the future of the Fever, it's incredible. I mean, to have these 3 here, and then what we have that are at home. It's just some unbelievable young talent, and that's just fun for the future.
Especially so young to get this experience with other great players in the WNBA.
Being around veterans helps them gain valuable experience.
For sure, to be around some of these vets and just to hear their experiences and give them some advice on like what it took and, to be on these teams that are, the top teams in our league. So it's just good for them to be around these guys and just get that good advice.
This is the start of your break. Why did you feel it so important to be here and support them?
Oh gosh, these three guys, playing in this game. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I missed Kelsey last night in the skills challenge. We had a event last night, a funeral yesterday in Indy that I had to be at, but glad she was able to, pick it up for Erica Wheeler, who couldn't be here, and that was just an exciting. Glad she got to do that and represent the people.
Seems like the growing chemistry of Caitlin and Aaliyah might be an example of what's to come for everything else for everybody on that roster with this upcoming break. How much have you seen the team chemistry begin to transform to where you like it?
Yeah, I think it comes with the wins and just early some of the same actions that were happening before. We just weren't on the same page. It takes time to build that chemistry on the court, and so now you've had games and you've had practice, and so now that they've had that opportunity, you're seeing what they're capable of doing, and then it's just surface level right now.
You've had a couple days to decompress after this first 26 games this season. Just what's your biggest takeaway from the first 26?
It's pretty incredible, Chloe. Just the games that we played with the fans in the stands. Just playing in front of sold out arenas every night, even in the preseason, even in our games early, to play in front of fans like that, it's just so awesome that these players are getting that opportunity.
How does Cheryl Miller approach tonight's game?
How do you approach tonight's game in the sense of it's an all-star game, but obviously this game means a lot for Team USA to get ready for the Olympics, as you know. And I'm sure obviously you want to win, as you mentioned yesterday, but it's not just a typical all-star game you've seen in years past.
It really wasn't, as we were talking about yesterday. And then watching the men today against Sudan, it got real. So with that being said, I know the mindset of the players that I have the opportunity and honor to coach, and they want to win. Fun is winning. And that's the general consensus. So we're going to put the best product out there. I certainly want to get everybody a great look. And I think that's only fair because they deserve that. And then after that, they basically dictate it. If they want to go for the juggler, they'll go for the juggler. And that means for some of the players sacrificing their minutes. The teams that I've coached, period, compared to this team?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. These are the greatest players in the world. And when you have the greatest players in practice, and I'm coming in fresh and hot and new, and the game is so different than when I coached from the college level, and even from when I coached the Mercury. They are so invested in the game and so knowledgeable. Their basketball IQs are off the charts, and they're basically going to be coaching themselves. So that's the biggest difference. And again, like I said yesterday, it's the collaboration amongst all of them, each other, and just working it out and what they want to do.
How cool is it to coach Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark as they make their All-Star debuts, and how will you continue to teach them the lessons in the game?
Here's the most significant lesson Cheryl Miller has given to Caitlin Clark.
I think the biggest lesson that I can share with them is to stand back and be of service in the best way I can. I speak when I'm spoken to. I try to give them the best answers that I can and let them be themselves. And again, coaching is so it's easy for me now because I understand what the players need. And looking ahead, it's not just what they're doing on the court, it's off the court. I understand that for young players, it's important for them to establish, and I hope I'm answering your question, their brand. But basketball and brand, it's beyond that. And I don't want them to lose sight of what's really, truly important, and that's the love of the game and how and why they started playing with this round thing and how that made them feel. I never want them to lose sight of that. And I hope I answered your question.
Miller offers her insights on the all-star team dynamics.
What's your perspective been of how they've been trending and just them individually as well?
I will say one thing. I did not count on their basketball IQ being that high. I knew it was high, obviously, because they play at this level.
She emphasizes the importance of collaboration for success.
But it's one thing to know knowledge. It's another thing to talk about and speak and then put it into pieces and places. But it was a great collaboration with all the players.
Cheryl believes Indiana's future in women's basketball is very bright.
But Indiana has a very, very bright future.
For being how young they are, too, that basketball IQ speaks volumes.
It not only speaks volumes, it's one thing to be young, and they're learning how to play the game, and they're learning about their mistakes and how to correct them faster.
Rookies must master stopping the run and shifting game momentum.
And so they're making those game, in-game and out-of-game adjustments. The only thing I see that's going to happen the older they get is how to stop the run sometimes and how to change, the momentum during games.
The players are improving, showing confidence and fearlessness.
This is not a team people want to play because not only are they getting better, but they're confident and they show no fear. They're fearless.
It's all fun until the ball is tossed up. Then it's game time.
My mindset is their mindset. So it's all fun and games until the ball is tossed up. And then it's on. And these guys are competitors at both ends. And we're just going to go out there and give it a great show.
This wave of momentum reflects the journey of women's basketball.
So do you think that with your team this year is in the same position to do that globally for the WNBA brand?
I mean, I think it's been, it's been happening, prior even to this team. This momentum, this wave, that we're feeling, it has been sort of this kind of journey for women's basketball to get the attention that it is, getting at this point. So I think we mirror what's happening, obviously in the WNBA. And, I think hopefully this team can uphold, sort of the culture and the level of success and compete. But I don't necessarily know that this team is going to be, the team that changes things. I think we're continuing to, be on that upward trajectory, and this team has absolutely been a part of that.
Hey, Coach, what does it tell you about the overall talent right now in women's basketball that, you've got the best team chosen in the world to play the Olympics, and then you just got beaten by a group of people in the NBA who seem to be just as talented?
In the NBA, it felt like we were guarding somebody from the NBA tonight, I think we know this. Everybody in this room, you're here because you've been watching women's basketball. I assume you're not new to it, right? So the depth, we've said this for years, the depth of talent